Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War in the East with turn 9, and a lot has happened since back then. Oh boy. Anyway, we have also RAF raids which started during the Russian turn. During 1943, American US AAF medium and heavy bombers begin hitting the Axis during the day in relentless bombing raids, while the British continue to use their expertise in radar and night actions to keep the fighting going during the critical nighttime hours, allowing the enemy no time to rest and recover. Target manpower damage 60, radius 50, raids 1. Oh boy. Let's go and do some theater box action first, because that's the easiest. We have 5 extra in Balkans, which means that I'll be switching some stuff up. And 5. Luftwaffe is 1.44. Middle cavalry 1.33. So those are extra. We're building up in Italy, so that's good. Let's see how we're doing in Western Europe. Okay, not good enough. Let's send these to Western Europe together with middle cavalry regiment. Keeps them at 101. Good enough. In Italy we don't have enough air and ground, but oh well. North Africa we have too much from both, and I can send away the 557th Gun Battalion, which I will, and I'll transfer them to Italy like I'm supposed to, as I'll be sending everything from here to Italy if I can help it. Nothing else currently. Soviet Union garrison at 104. I could take 4.16 currently. Guess one of the security divisions arrived. That means 1.88, 64, 80. But I cannot transfer all of them. Alright, there you go, 2 more Hungarian units. You're ready to the map. They are at 100, air day 103. That means I cannot send anything. And this coastal fort unit will be sent to Western Europe. Let them build coastal forts there. In the reserve, we have the Narva Estonian Infantry Battalion, ready to be sent to the map. We currently have 82 in terms of air power in Western Europe, so we don't have enough. So I'll continue to send flak over to Western Europe at the moment. None of these are ready. None of these are ready. None of these are ready. This ain't ready either. Western Europe, that's where it goes, and that's where it will stay. Yeah, so that's the theater boxes for sure. Let's take a look at any potential reinforcements from Slovaks, Romanians, nothing. (334th Infantry Division). Oh, right. Let's get through this air. Now every single German division that I can get onto the front is a blessing, so 100% gonna send that. Up to the front, most likely in the south. As that's where most of the action happens. Okay, well, I did not mind that. Let's take a look. Ah, it's the 10th Detachment Army. No 5th Army yet, so let's take a look when it arrives. 5th Panzer Army will arrive next turn. As crazy as it sounds, I mean, I should probably send it up north to alleviate 16th and 18th armies, something like that. Although they're doing generally fine at the moment. Maybe to alleviate also 9th Army, they can the 10th Detachment Army can take stuff from 9th, 16th and 18th, and then when we get 5th Panzer, I guess they can be sent south. So that's not particularly historical, to say the least. But the situation currently is such is that there is no critical situation down in the south. Yeah, the fighting is super intense, but it's not as if the Soviets are basically crashing into Kharkov like they historically would. If we look at the historical dates, we can see that the Soviets would have been moving towards Stary Oskol by this point. Well, basically they'd be starting to break through this section in Operation Saturn. They would have already reached Milovovo, and this is interesting. So they took Morozovskaya by January 5th, but Tatsinskaya by December 24th. So they must have bypassed Morozovskaya. Like, actually, it kind of looks like they... That's so weird. They would have, like... Or they would have done it like that. Maybe... No, this is 5th of January, 22nd. Indeed, so... Kind of strange stuff. Anyway, I'll send them up and let them do their thing there. Like I said, there's no critical situation for the moment that warrants the 10th Detachment Army going into that direction. Now, I sure done messed this up a little bit, but I should be sending you to Veliki Luki, because they are going to move up and take over that security division there. Let's see if this works. Very curious. They should be pretty weak by now. Okay. Well, that it was worth a try, I think, just to see how powerful they were. Quite a bit too powerful, I suppose. Jesus. What the fuck? Okay. Well, I'll continue to move up here. Some of this stuff it doesn't cease to amaze me. One rifle division having 26,000? That's weird. It's been a pretty bad turn for clearing out enemy units. But let's fix this up and put a depot in Torpets. Yeah. So I kind of at least need to move you here in order to get another encirclement. I'll gladly use these guys for now also to get rid of these. And the Jaeger division can now start moving up. And there we go. The situation was pretty weird there. There's 2 and 61st and 24th. Going to launch an attack. Very nice. That frees up a lot of divisions, which is really good. Right. You cannot move in there. All right. That's okay. I'll just leave them here for a turn. It also allows me to strengthen my defenses over in that section. Clearing out this unit will allow me... Well, these two are already free. 230th and 28th Jaeger can now start moving up in the move towards Jestroy. But this will also potentially free up another unit. And we'll have to see how it goes. If they have a unit in there, it would not be opportunistic to do anything fancy. Yeah, this is kind of weird the way this looks now. It's more of a flexible thing. I'd retreat whenever I think that's going to be a good idea, but I will have to see. I mean, the most important thing is getting this, and this is more or less just a sideshow. I'm gonna put a lot less attention on getting the stuff here than before, but if they're just gonna give me access to all of these heavy woods, retreating through those heavy woods will inflict serious losses on the Soviets, and ultimately, yeah. Anyway, I do already have 3 divisions that can now also indeed focus on getting there. I know it sounds weird, but ideally I'll cross this area in the winter because the river is frozen. Because if the river is not frozen, that will make it significantly harder, actually. We'll have to see also whether I will first route anything in here. But I'm not sure. Right, they needed to go back to that. The 28th should take that. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get you in on the 28th too. And then these guys, they have 6 now. Ah, crap. Well, I can mend that next turn. You have only 2. And I'm gonna take them out of the 18th Army. So these guys are also gonna be on the Army Group North now. And that means I'll move the 18th Army over here, much closer. So the reason why is because now 18th Army is no longer overburdened, and I think these forces will be able to hold their own even without an army, because they'll be fine. The interesting thing at that point is technically I can get the Kempf detachment army there. Let's do that. I think that will be more fair. So, you know, we can just act as if Kempf is then being sent to deal with Leningrad as it is. I don't think it's that weird. Maybe. Okay. I rather have them in Bologu now, since it makes that a little bit more into a stronghold. Let's deal with the other pocket here, as I like to do the easier things first. Really? You're just gonna retreat? Alright, let's cut that rail again. And given the situation, I'm gonna try and do something around Sochi here. So let's just see how we can potentially deal with it. Sweet. They also lost probably like an army there or something. Oh. Gotta say, don't like the looks of that. So, 2 core, they're not gonna be able to hold that. But we'll see. These guys might I still feel that if I move in there, they can't move back. And they can. Reason why I want to do that is to make it harder for the Soviets to cross the river. It will cost them more points. And I think that's pretty important. Let's see how many of these territories I can take back this way. Quite a reasonable amount. Well, you need to go back. But I'll try to continue to surround those and taking, okay, so they have a unit in there. Taking some of these hexes back might delay them a bit. And that's exactly what I want. Alright, that's it for the easier stuff. Almost. I want to get the SS units in here first. The rail already has to be worked in such a way that my units have to go and move in very strange ways, but that's okay. I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't think so necessarily. Oh, I guess I am. These at Kursk. No other rail units? The answer is no. SS Panzer Corps, where are you? And 7th Panzer Division, let's read it. 7th Panzer Division was engaged in occupation duties in the Bordeaux region until being sent east in the spring of 1941. It crossed into Russia in June with 14,400 men and fought in the battles of the Minsk Pocket, the Dnieper Crossing, Smolensk, and Moscow. It suffered heavy losses in the winter fighting. They was sent back to France in May 1942 to rest and refit. Sent to the southern sector of the Russian front after the fall of Stalingrad, 7th Panzer defended against heavy Soviet attacks aimed at Rostov in early 1943 and later fought in the Battle of Kharkov. After being repulsed in the Battle of Kursk Offensive, 7th Panzer fought in the battles around Kiev and Zhytomyr, where it was twice cited for distinguished conduct. In November, the division took heavy casualties in the Kiev withdrawal and fought in the Tarnopol area until March 1944, when it was overrun and the 1st Panzer Army encircled. The remnants of the division broke out, but its losses were ruinous. The division was reduced to a strength of 1,872 men. 9 guns, 11 anti-tank guns, and 9 tanks. 7th Panzer nevertheless fought on and opposed the Russian summer offensive of 1944 as part of Army Group Center, fighting at Minsk, Lida, and Memel. Escaping disaster yet again, it was again officially cited for distinguished conduct in August 1944 for its action in the Battle of Raseiniai in Lithuania. It was heavily engaged when the Russian winter offensive of 1944-1945 hit the Vistula and was trapped in Danzig as part of Army Group North in early 1945. Evacuated by sea, but without any vehicles or tanks, the 7th Panzer took part in the Battle of Berlin in April 1945. Most of its men managed to escape to Allied lines and surrendered to the British at Schwerin, Schleswig-Holstein on May 3, 1945.